back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jada, and if you're not new here, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing another makeup video, and I kind of also want to talk about the political and economic state of the government, because we're kind of rough as fuck out here. Alright, I've got my hair up. Oh my god, why is it wobbling? The camera, not my hair. But yeah, I don't know if you guys watched my video about 8 months ago. I made it on my channel. It was about Trump. If you haven't, I would definitely go watch it. It's called If You Voted for Trump, Watch This. Essentially, today we're going to be talking about how everything I said in that video was fucking right. Yeah, so we're in a trade war. The government is shut down. The stock market has plummeted like 3 more times since that day. Oh my god. The day that I filmed that video, where we lost $2 trillion the first or second time. But the only country pretty much that we are on good terms with that like isn't at least a little bit annoyed with us right now is Israel. And they're pretty much like the bad guys. Like they're like the only ones on the wrong fucking side of history right now. I'm not gonna be like, I didn't like research it all today. I kind of just sat down to talk, do a little rant. So like, I'm not gonna have like sources or anything. I do have them. If you really fucking want them, I can sit down and make a video proving all of this, like I did with the video back then. But right now I'm just ranting. Everything is 10 times more expensive besides gas, and that's because they're fucking drilling holes in the goddamn earth, which awesome, cool. Excuse my French, but like I'm done fucking around. I'm not. We are going to be having our second No King's Day protest in a couple days here across the country. It's supposed to be one of the biggest protests historically in America, ever. Which is good. It's good. But there's been a lot of, racists just openly surfacing. Oh my goodness, speaking of, let's talk about who died. Charlie Kirk got assassinated. I forgot if the Luigi thing happened before or after I filmed that video, but Luigi Mangione killed the CEO of United Healthcare as well. Well, that was a while ago though. Charlie Kirk, political activist for the MAGA side, Christian white nationalist. I would say Christian nationalist more than white nationalist, because he doesn't really care about your race as long as you believe in what he believes in, but his beliefs are inherently racist, even no matter how much he tries to prove it. The man uses a fuck ton of false equivalencies to prove his points. Sorry. Now, I'm not trying to insult the man by any means. I am just explaining why I don't have empathy for him, because he himself didn't believe in empathy. He said it himself. He said he thought it was a made-up New Age term. If you want to look into the video and look up the context, kind of like the Elon Musk situation. Context doesn't help. If anything, it makes it worse. It makes them look worse. Context shows that they have a full understanding of what the fuck is going on. They just choose to be that bad, and they choose to try to justify it with an unproven deity that not everybody believes in. I grew up Christian. Okay. Christianity has to be separate from our government, from our schools, because something that isn't scientifically proven, something that isn't factual, should not be what we are basing our reality off of, let alone our government that is in charge of 330 million fucking lives. I don't care what religion you are. Keep it at home, right? Like, keep it to yourself, keep it in the church. Like, do not bring that shit to the government. Why are we here? Why are we doing this? And I don't say that shit as like a demeaning thing, but these are the type of people that are using the Bible to try to justify hating and provoking suffering onto marginalized groups of people. The Bible doesn't justify any of that. Sorry if this breaks your little hearts, but Jesus would have been a brown man. He was Middle Eastern. I don't know what the fuck you want me to tell you guys. The reason that Israel is the way it is right now, that's a whole fucking rabbit hole that I have spent years doing research on and writing papers and all of this, that, and the third. Oh yeah, my certifications, I guess you could say, like the things that make me like smart enough to talk about this shit and prove that I have an understanding of it. I've taken a bunch of AP classes. I've done some college. I haven't graduated any, but I've finished a few courses. I have taken a bunch of AP classes in high school. I graduated early and with a fucking 3.9, and that was because I was bad at calculus, not history. I took world history, micro and macroeconomics, AP courses in all of those, American history, a bunch of like civil rights and like ethnicity and culture classes and stuff like that. And I also grew up religious, so I went to catechism and until I was confirmed, and I was a Lutheran. Yeah, it was an interesting time in my life for sure, but I just think that that needs to be separate from the government and from our schools, because not everybody wants to believe that. Not everybody gets to. My parents, they were religious. Well, my dad was. So he made a deal with me. He said, you can choose what you want after you read the Bible. You gotta go to church, you gotta graduate and get confirmed, but just so that way in his eyes I am like saved by the church, and if I die I'm, you know, saved or whatever, and then I have to have a full knowledge and understanding of what it is I'm not believing in. Am or aren't believing in, you know? Am or am not believing in, I don't know. But yeah, it has no place in our government. If you are a religious person in office, that's fine, but the laws need to be separate from religion. Because otherwise you get things like ethnic cleansings and genocides and religiously and financially provoked wars. And that's what's going on. That is what's going on. I hate to break it to you guys, but there's a tariff war, there's actual wars going on all over the fucking world, there's genocides going on. Granted, we aren't involved in all of them, but maybe open your fucking eyes and read a fucking news article once in a while. Touch some goddamn grass, for fuck's sake. There's a lot going on that needs to be fixed. Now, hear me out. The Epstein files, awful. I know Trump is obviously in them, as are a ton of Democratic lawmakers. I don't hold double standards. I know that if there's Trumpies watching this video, they're gonna be like, oh, well, this person did this on your side. Okay, they can fucking be in jail too. I don't give a fuck. I don't hold double standards, and I don't idolize one single person and hold him on a pedestal and make double standards for him, because I don't idolize politicians like that. I don't worship them. I don't compare them to or put them above a god that I also don't believe in, like, or that also isn't justified or proven, you know? And let alone use that deity to justify killing and murdering and taking away rights and deporting and breaking up families and doing all this, that, and the third. I don't know if you guys have seen the memes that the White House themselves has been posting about all the deportations, but that's a whole fucking thing. That's just awful in so many different ways. But back to the Israel thing. Israel has, there's less than 10. It's a select handful of countries that don't have banks with Israel. Like Israel, I'm pretty sure it's like Rothschild funded banks or Israel funded or whatever. Also, we pay our taxes to Israel. I don't know who the fuck decided that, because all the people who thought that Trump was going to lower their taxes, all this and that, he's only doing that for people who make like $300-some thousand a year or more. And, oh my god, looks like I smeared shit on my eye. I forgot what I was saying. It'll come back to me. What the fuck was I saying? Hold on. Oh yeah, Trump using A very good percentage of our taxes goes to Israel every year, federally. And a lot of our state lawmakers get paid out by Israel to promote certain propaganda, do this, that, and the third. You can look into that if you want. I don't know why it's like so far down. But yeah, and those 4 countries are the ones that, or the couple countries are the ones that we're at war with, the ones that don't have the banks. Sorry, I know I'm all over the fucking place right now, but I hope you guys are like understanding what I'm saying. I don't have like a script with like my links right out in front of me. Otherwise, I would be much more organized, as you guys know if you've watched the other video that I made about this topic. But the taxes thing, Trump had Elon or whatever the fuck come in and supposedly do what was gonna lower our taxes and get Congress paid more and do everything and fucking save the government money and all this, that, and the third. Our taxes are like, they didn't cut any support for like Israel. All the people that are like, oh, we should focus on the shit in our own country. Can we talk about that? Because I think I would rather have my taxes going to some kid's lunch money rather than some bomb in Israel that has no relevancy to me, you know? I don't know. I feel like our morals as a whole and our priorities as a whole, or MAGA's priorities as a whole, are very set astray because they are like blinded. They are brainwashed, and they could literally, I've watched so many interviews and I've read so many articles about the double standards. You can say that, would you ever vote for like a pedophile? Oh, no, of course not. And then someone will be like, oh, well, Joe Biden did this. And they'll be like, yeah, he should be in prison. And they'll be like, oh, I mean Trump. And they'll be like, oh, well, and try to justify it. There's a good, like a funny-ass group of interviewers, a pair of interviewers that I watch quite often that, rage bait Trumpies like that. And it is just so funny. And it's also scary, because those type of people can vote, and those are the type of people that let this get into office in the first place. I've also seen a lot of Trump supporters come around after the fact and be like, yeah, I fucked up, like, I regret my vote, like, completely, like, people are actually, like, at risk, like, there's a lot going on, and this is not okay. But there's still so many people that just don't see it that way. They see Trump as their god and their like leader and their king, and hence the No King's Day protest. I don't know, it's just, I haven't even touched the tip of the fucking iceberg with this, but like, relating back to the Epstein files, I think that's a high priority, yes, but I think that's like 3rd or 4th on the list compared to all the things that we've got going on right now in the world. At least 3rd or 4th on the list. And it's just very frustrating because people just outwardly support people losing their lives, whether it be in Gaza, whether it be deportations, whether it be, granted, I know that a lot of people aren't like getting killed with deportations. I know there's a lot of injuries, and either way, they're still ruining their lives, you know, whether it be taking it or just taking them and deporting them, right, and separating them from their family. Like, at the end of the day, if this were just about politics, morals wouldn't be involved, people's lives wouldn't be at stake, and I think that's the whole issue here. And people try to relate the Charlie Kirk thing back to, Charlie Kirk himself had said that the few deaths that we have every year from gun violence are worth it to keep our guns and our Second Amendment. Which, okay, hold on. Nobody wants to take your guns, dude. Do you think that sane people, mentally sane people, should be the only ones with access to guns? Normal people would say yes. Okay, so do you support more background checks, more mental health checks, more testing to get these like guns? Because that's the main goal of like the gun movement. And people who are like defenders of Charlie Kirk are trying to find a way to spin it on Democrats, because the shooter had like a trans roommate or something. I don't even remember, but it was like not anybody he was related to. It was like a roommate, and I'm pretty sure it was like his secret lover. But the FBI released some very seemingly fake, like made up messages, staged as shit. You can look those up if you want. I would recommend it because I was like flabbergasted as shit when I read the messages. Like, no normal 22-year-old talks like that. But they're trying to pin it on Democrats by saying that his trans roommate like talked him into it, even though he was raised MAGA and he had like far right like grifter meme language that he inscribed on the bullets. Yeah, I don't know. There's just the signs point to the dude being a Republican, and people are still trying to pin it on Democrats. Kind of like how they're doing it with the government shutdown. If you go to the White House website, which is absolutely fucking insane, because the government. My neighbors slammed their door and my like table shook. I'll fix that in a second. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Just give me a second. Oh no, yeah, but if you go to the White House website, it literally, they're blaming the Democrats, even though the Republicans are in the House. Like, they run all three branches of government: the legislative, executive, and judicial. And they're still trying to find a way to blame the Democrats when the Democrats were the only ones that even showed up the last couple days that they were trying to fight the whole situation before the shutdown. The Republicans stopped showing up. They all just went home. Like, okay, see, that shows you how much they care about our country. But like I said, you guys, if you guys want me to do a more in-depth video with like sources and research, kind of like how I did that Trump one a few months ago, just let me know in the comments below. I'm really not sure why this is taking that like a dip like that. That is very strange. I'm very confused, but my neighbors are being loud again, so this is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. Let me know if you want a more educated and scientifically backed one. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.